your belly fat won't disappear, and this simple protocol will fix it. Your low belly fat, love handles, and stubborn lower back fat are not disappearing because you're targeting the wrong enemy. No amount of calorie counts or crunches will make your belly fat disappear if your body is working on different rules. And the majority of people don't even know them. The science behind belly fat. You see, your stomach contains way more alpha-2 fat stores than any other parts in your body. And think of these receptors as locks to your fat. These receptors are literally blocking the fat stores, making it harder to burn them. And the crazy part is you're doing something that is allowing these fat stores to build more and more, making it harder to burn fat in each and every day. Hi, my name is Jaden Bowie. I've been training for 4 years, and that same problem you're facing right now, I had that same problem. And so the best thing I did was research many ways to counter belly fat. So I'm going to be telling you what are the correct ways to target belly fat, how to unlock these receptors, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why every one of these methods you tried failed, and the 5 steps to eliminate belly fat for good. So first, we need to understand the culprit. Your body has 2 types of receptors that influence how easily fat is released from your cells: beta receptors and alpha-2 receptors. Think of beta receptors as the gas pedal. When hormones like adrenaline bind to them, they signal your fat cells to release stored fat to use them as energy for when you do things. Alpha-2 receptors do almost the exact opposite. They're more like the brakes. When they're activated, they reduce the amount of fat that is activated from those fat cells. Now here's the interesting part. The lower stomach, especially around the belly button and the lower abdomen, has a much higher concentration of alpha-2 receptors than areas like your face, arms, shoulders, upper chest, because there are more brakes in this area. Because there are more brakes in this area, your body tends to hold on to belly fat for much more longer than usual. That's why you might notice your face getting leaner, veins appearing in your arms, and your chest becoming more defined, while your stomach barely seems to change. A lot of people think they're doing something wrong, or they need a special type of treatment, but that's not how it generally works. You can't spot reduce fat by doing hundreds of crunches or using specific types of supplements. Fat loss happens across your whole body, and where it comes off first largely is determined by genetics, hormones, and receptor distribution. The good news is that your belly fat isn't impossible to remove. As you continue staying in a calorie deficit, eating enough protein, strength training, sleeping well, and staying active, your body will eventually start pulling more fat from those stubborn areas too. The key is understanding that stubbornness doesn't mean permanent. It just means slower. If you're consistent long enough, your stomach will eventually lean out. It simply takes more time than most people expect. The biggest mistake I see many people make when trying to spot reduce fat is by thinking that a specific magic exercise will solve all their problems. They'll do hundreds of crunches, planks, and do ab workouts every single day thinking it's going to burn the fat that's covering the abs. But the truth is you cannot spot reduce fats. Your body doesn't choose to burn fat from the area you are training. When you create the right conditions for the fat loss, your body will then pull all the energies from all the fat stores around your body. Where that fat comes off first and last is highly dependent on your genetics, hormones, and your individual body composition. So if you want to lose belly fat, the goal isn't to destroy your abs every single day. The goal is to lower your overall body fat percentage. And the main driver behind that is going on a strict calorie deficit. A deficit simply means consuming fewer calories than you burn, forcing your body to use extra fat stores as energy. But this is where a lot of people go wrong. They think that the faster they lose weight, the better. They slash their calories, they eat barely anything, and try to survive on salad and a few low-calorie foods. The problem is that extreme diets usually lead to more cravings, lower energy, worse workouts, and eventually binge eating because they're impossible to maintain. Instead, aim for a moderate deficit of around 300 to 500 calories per day. That is enough to create consistent fat loss while also maintaining your energy and muscle mass. Remember, getting lean is something that takes time, not in 2 weeks, because you don't want to lose out your energy and burn out from the extreme diets. Prioritizing protein and strength training. If you lose weight without lifting heavy or eating enough protein, you're not losing just fat, you're also losing that potential muscle underneath. And this is where a lot of people make that mistake. Their sole focus is seeing the numbers on the scale go down. But weight loss doesn't automatically mean you obtain the physique you want. You could lose 10 kilos and not look lean or athletic because you also lost a lot of muscle mass as well. Muscle is what gives you guys that good shape. The defined chest, shoulders, and arms, and is what people actually want when trying to lose fats. When you lose muscle, your body also requires fewer calories because muscle tissue requires more energy to maintain. This makes your metabolism slightly lower and makes it harder to lose fat overall in the long term. That's why your goal in terms of fat loss shouldn't just be trying to reduce as much fat as possible, but it should also be a body recomp, building and toning up your muscles while also losing fat in the process. The trick is to aim around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every single day. Protein helps support muscle repair, makes you fuller while dieting, and gives your body the building blocks it needs to maintain muscle. Another important factor is progressive overload. That just means that you're not showing up and doing random workouts, but you're actually gradually lifting more and improving your form and technique and reps. Because when your body gets a signal that more muscles are needed, it will take more energy and more metabolism that will help you reduce more fat in the long term. Number 4, increase daily activity. You don't need to spend hours on the treadmill to lose belly fat. One of the biggest mistakes people think they need to reduce fat is spend hours on cardio and do heavy intense training. But the truth is, one of the easiest ways to actually burn more calories and reduce fat is by simply moving more throughout the day. This is called NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, it's the calories you burn without doing any structured exercises. Things like walking, taking the stairs instead of the lift, standing up desk, and more activities that require to use your calories. Aiming for at least 10,000 steps a day is a target most people cannot even do during their normal day in their life. The reason this works so well is because walking increases your calorie expenditure without putting a lot of stress on your body. Unlike intense cardio sessions, walking is so much easier to recover from. It won't interfere much with your strength training, and it can help you stay consistent during a fat loss phase. The problem is with relying too much on hard cardio is that it can leave you exhausted, hungrier, and more likely to burn out. Instead, think of fat loss as stacking small habits together. A calorie deficit, enough protein, lifting weights, and staying active every day will create better results than trying to push yourself with endless cardio. Number 5, improve sleep and manage stress. If you're sleeping 5 hours a night, constantly stressed and wondering why your belly fat isn't disappearing, that could be one of the reasons why. A lot of people focus solely on the calories, workouts, and supplements, but they ignore 2 huge things that have an impact on fat loss: sleep and stress. When you're constantly sleep deprived, your body doesn't recover properly, your hunger hormones become disrupted, making you more likely to crave high calorie foods and making it harder to stick to your nutrition plan. And on top of that, poor sleep can reduce energy, lower your training performance, and make everyday movement feel harder. So even if your diet is technically right, your results can suffer because you're not performing at your best. Then there is stress. When you're constantly stressed, your body stays in a state of high alert. This can increase cravings, affect your mood, and make it much harder to stay consistent with the habits that actually drive out fat loss. But this doesn't mean you need a perfect morning or night routine, or just have to completely change your life overnight. Start with the simple basics. Aim for around 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. Keep a consistent sleep schedule, reduce screen time before bed, and create a routine that helps your body wind down after a stressful day at work. Because getting lean isn't just about what you do in the gym, it's what you do in your daily lives, what you eat, and how you sleep. So remember, there isn't a secret exercise, supplement, or shortcut that magically burns belly fats. Getting rid of stubborn belly fat comes down to mastering fundamentals and consistency in terms of losing belly fat. The best way to lose belly fat is by staying consistent, knowing what to eat, eating at a calorie deficit daily, staying more active every single day, and prioritizing sleep and stress, as it can help boost your functional system. The truth is that stubborn belly fat will probably be the last thing to go when you lose fat overall. But that doesn't mean it's permanent. Staying consistent and creating a good plan will help eventually get rid of that stubborn lower belly fat that you've been trying to get rid of for months. If you want this to be easier, I've created a free nutrition guide that helps you track what to eat, where to go, and actually dives into more in the nutritional aspect that you've been struggling so hard to find. If you're interested, the link will be in the bio, and as always, thank you guys so much. And if you want to watch more of my videos, you can watch anywhere here, be all over the screen. Anyways, catch you guys later. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Just click the link in the bio and I'll send it straight to your inbox.